Here they come. Oklahoma State. Cowboys and Cyclones. Next. Oklahoma State and Iowa State, and some question about the Cyclones' firepower on offense. They'll get the ball first, but we won't see one guy downstairs. Olivia.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, running back David Montgomery is out today, and that's bad news for the Cyclones. You mentioned how close this game was last year. Well, he accounted for 3 of their 6 touchdowns, and he's been rolling lately to back-to-back 100-yard games. So redshirt freshman Johnny Lang gets the start. He's had only 8 carries for 24 yards on the season, so big opportunity for him. And at quarterback, we know Kyle Kempt is out another week, so Zeb Noland will start for the 4th time. Coach Campbell likes his moxie and his ownership, and he's got a great arm that we've seen at times, but he wants a little more consistency from Noland, so we'll see if we get that today.
Question is, how will the offense progress down the field? How much will they sit on the ball in this game to try and keep it away for Matt Campbell from that Oklahoma State offense? Matt Campbell has done such a magnificent job here getting them to the Liberty Bowl last year. And then Mike Gundy on the other side wants to have that quick trigger offense. We'll see how much they'll see the ball if Iowa State wants to play possession today. Nwangu back to receive. And this will end up out of the end zone. We told you about the Harrisons off the top. Their touchstone in this game is Hakeem Butler, a junior from Baltimore. He grew up in Maryland. He lost his mom to breast cancer, so moved down to live with his cousins. And what athletic cousins they were, the Harrisons from Kentucky. Andrew and Aaron, they played basketball together. Butler learned how to play football in part through the game of basketball. And Hakeem Butler, who had a big game against Iowa last season, one of the top receivers for an offense that has lost a bunch of talent wide receiver-wise this season. Tailback is Johnny Lang behind Noland. Noland to throw on first down. Pressure comes and down he goes. Noland sacked by Trey Carter. Being behind the sticks is not ideal for this Cyclone offense, which just put up 14 against TCU last week. They'll go with a quick hitter, Noland to Deshaunte Jones. And not a whole lot there, but he is one of our impact players. Yeah, Deshaunte, the top sack man in college football. That's 18 Butler in motion. Watch him today. Noland has it, batted and incomplete. Now, 2nd and long is not something they want to stare down the barrel of much this afternoon, as Tylan Wallace is back to receive the punt. From the 30, Wallace is dragged to the boundary.
On the return.
But this kid waited forever to get his starting chance, and he's joined by Justice Hill in the backfield. First flag.
A false start by number 56 of the offense.
First and long for Oklahoma State. Justice Hill, so shifty, finds his way to the outside. A prodigy in just about everything he does. Hill gets 8. One more time on the ground, and you see the agility for this running back, Justice Hill. He's a junior out of Iowa State this year, has really struggled 3rd down defensively. It's 3rd and 3 here. Cornelius on the run, and a big run. Cornelius down to the 15.
Zone outside, quarterback up for a huge play inside.
Justice Hill bottled up as we check in with Chris Connor. And the Big 12 gets some more upheaval today. Cornelius off a pickup from Hill, giving him some extra time. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. Jelani Woods, the redshirt freshman, with the score. Iowa State has turned to the freshman quarterback, Brock Purdy, in for his 3rd snap ever as a collegiate player. His handoff is to Lang, 2nd down and long coming up, but Purdy was in for 1 handoff and 1 run, but we expected to see him in for Nolan at points today.
And what Purdy brings to this offense is much more quarterback run.
He set a bunch of records in Arizona in high school. They will run again, and that is Calvin Bundage going high to wrap up Lang, 3rd down.
And Jason, we talked at the top about this, what's kind of a budding rivalry, and it ends up in really good games, but typically this is the truth. There's more athleticism and speed on the Oklahoma State side of the ball, offensively and defensively, than Iowa State. So Iowa State has to be efficient, they have to be assignment sound, and they have to methodically drive the football offensively to get points.
Just a couple down linemen. Iowa State 4 wide on 3rd down. Bundage coming again. Purdy on the run, and he goes down in a heap about a yard short. They're going to say he's down at the 34. 4th down coming up.
And this is what Brock Purdy brings to the offense that Zeb Nolan lacks. And we see Iowa State may go for it right here, but Purdy can run with the football. Quarterback.
Corey Dunn to punt. Wallace to receive, and this one goes out of bounds. The beautiful 1st down from the 17 for Oklahoma State, and Justice Hill, the tailback. He gets the run. Boy, can he dazzle to the outside. He finds the corners so well.
He's a physical runner. It's just that Iowa State needs to get caught up defensively. Right now, they're just not matching up with the speed and athleticism of Oklahoma State.
So it comes down to
a
scheme.
false start by number 75 of the offense.
It's interesting talking to Gundy about this Iowa State defense. Draw play here. He said they really try to make you impatient as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Iowa State really changed gears. They had 3 games, and then they were going into a bye week, and this is what they wanted to do, turn their players loose to make plays. And so their defensive coordinator, John Haycock, said, you know what? Every time I look on the sidelines, our best players are standing beside me. That doesn't work in this league. So now what you see is a lot of rushing 3, creating clutter with the back 8, and forcing Big 12 offensive coordinators to be patient. And not many of them are in this conference.
Free runner. Cornelius goes down. Eisworth was there first. Orion Vance finished the deal.
And so, Jason, it's a scheme that you force the offense to be patient, and then you bring timely pressure. And that's what we're seeing on this one. We're seeing more pressure. The safeties in particular, you just mentioned Greg Eisworth. He's that guy that's kind of a robber in the middle. But safeties have to dictate things in this, and there's a lot of freedom and flexibility built into this scheme for John Haycock currently.
And the ball dropped by the punter, Signer. He boots it out of the end zone for a safety. Just flat out clanged down to the turf, and it's 7-2. After Matt Campbell took over for the fired Paul Rhodes, Iowa State tried to bounce back, and they did it in a big way last year. A couple of huge wins at number 3 Oklahoma. Kyle Kemp was brilliant in that game. 3 touchdowns, 343. And then 3 weeks later, TCU 14-7. Hakeem Butler, we detailed him earlier, had an early touchdown, and Jack Trice Stadium was overrun with Cyclones. 2017 Liberty Bowl champions, 5 wins on the road. And Matt Campbell, a guy who coached at Mount Union, ended up playing at Mount Union first. He was a Power 5 guy. He was at Pitt. He didn't enjoy the buy-in from some of his teammates, transferred away, found his way to Mount Union, and has rebuilt Iowa State. Special teams drops, evidently, are our theme this afternoon. Nwangu in motion behind Purdy. who throws for the first time. Seen Buckner is tight end across the 40-yard line. The fullback tight end hybrid, Seen Buckner for a first down.
And decisions as a young player, practiced really well, and so now Iowa State can go a little bit faster than normally they would.
Brock Purdy. Nwangu breaks a tackle and gets to the outside for a first down as he steps out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line. Nwangu just short of the line to gain. Olivia.
Jason, this Ever Hakeem Butler says he throws a nice ball and he loves catching from him. But more than that, Hakeem says Brock's so far ahead of every freshman he sees. He comes in so focused, the same every day.
Which you don't see from a freshman typically is that consistency, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly why freshmen haven't played a lot in the past, because a lot is put on your plate. You're trying to find your way to biology class, and you were at prom just a few months ago, and then you have to play in places like this. And so sometimes it comes a little bit later, but this young man is wise beyond his years, and he's really playing now in a system that fits him really well. And we saw the quarterback run on that play before.
There are two receivers at the top side, only one defender there. And now Jones in motion. He will get the ball. And just a short gain. Brock Purdy, the first true freshman quarterback to play for Iowa State since 1995. We're talking through the Sage Rosenfels era that record goes back to.
And Matt Campbell told us that this was a plan to get him playing time, but I think the quickness of the decision kind of portends to how many points Iowa State think they're going to have, and they're going to have the quarterback running the football to be effective offensively.
Purdy saw the pressure coming, felt it, got out of the pocket, and let's see. Touchdown! Butler high points it beautifully. We talked about the basketball history with Butler. Here it is.
And 6'6", and this was a veteran move. He didn't let Williams, the defensive back, know the ball was coming until the very end. And I don't know that Hakeem Butler came down in bounds with this. He has possession, that left foot. I think that's a catch.
Wow. Fourth touchdown catch of the year for Hakeem Butler. And Iowa State off the safety punches it in through the air with the new quarterback Purdy to Butler going up the ladder. Notre Dame against Virginia Tech later on. Hubbard on the return, and he explodes just short of the 40-yard line. Good field position for the Cowboys.
The things that Matt Campbell told us about Hakeem Butler is two things struck me. A special spirit about the kid, and that he's a giver in heart, not a taker. I mean, that pretty much sums up where this kid is currently. What a tremendous college football story. Cornelius
wanted to wing it deep. And now a holding penalty is going to come in, too, on the back end of that play.
Yeah, and Olivia, it was pressure in that last series. And what you're going to see out of Iowa State, typically a three-man front, but they're going to bring people when they feel like they have an advantage.
Hill gets turned around by a surge of white jerseys and Willie Harvey, who had 12 tackles last week.
And Willie Harvey is a linebacker, so you have three defensive linemen, typically three linebackers, and you have five defensive back corner safety combinations, but Harvey is the enforcer on that linebacker level. You have a lot of speed on the back end, but you have a lot of moving parts. Only three down guys, but there are guys from the back end that are going to be infused into that front end at times.
Corner came in, and Cornelius got it away across the 35. Jelani Woods becomes a semi in the secondary to the 45. And the ball did come loose. They went the forced movement. it's going to be on Oklahoma State's. Iowa State, tough years so far. Third down defensively. Cornelius wants to throw and runs right into Payne, who went by him initially and turned him aside at the end.
Well, currently.
Mike Gundy was very unhappy with his offensive line the last couple of weeks as Milton takes it on the run, and Tariq Milton short of the 40-yard line.
Here. Wow.
Drew Brees on his way deeper into the record books. Purdy, the freshman for Iowa State, invites the contact from Colby Peel. And very close to the marker.
The quarterback design run is firmly on the table currently for Iowa State. Purdy was 3 for 3 for 41 yards and a TD on that last drive, and timely runs as well.
Deshaunte Jones dancing for not a whole lot. All right.
And Zeb Nolan didn't get much of a chance. It was a quick hook. Less about Zeb Nolan and more about what they think Brock Purdy can do. They know him from practice, and they have him now kind of acclimated to what they want to do offensively at Iowa State, and the young man is playing lights out currently.
Two guys in motion. They have to set before the snap. And they do officially for the 1 second. Purdy sets and throws and has his man, Tariq Milton, who had the punt return just moments ago. He's got a first down to the 40. Purdy looks.
State didn't adjust very well to where Milton ended up.
Flag in.
By number 57 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
So the freshman Brock Purdy comes from a very athletic family. His father was a minor league player in the 90s in professional baseball.
And he's a savvy young man. You can see that the decision making in the run game as well as the pass game, and this young man is doing a very good job currently.
So a dropped punt snap led to the first points for the Cyclones, and they have been thirsty for more. 9-7, Iowa State with the lead in the ball at the end of one from Stillwater. So Oklahoma State with that one loss still certainly is in play with games remaining against Texas and West Virginia on the schedule for a Big 12 title. Nwangu invites tacklers. Kind of look like Montgomery there, who's not playing today. David Montgomery, he's the tackle breaker of this group. Right back to the line on second down for the freshman quarterback at his first extended playing time, Brock Purdy. Quick throw for Milton, who gets undercut. Nicely done by Kenneth Edison Magruder. Absolutely. Got to get to the 30. Purdy backpedaling, got it away, and not enough for Crony, who was tripped up by Phillips. You going for it or kick it?
I think this is a go for it category right here. You're in that position. Obviously, a punt doesn't do you any good. It would be a mammoth shot for a field goal. So I think this is a pretty easy decision, and this is where the quarterback run game is squarely on the table. When you have a quarterback that's a viable run option, you have a perfect play designed if your quarterback makes a good decision in the run game right here.
Field goal would be about 51 yards instead. Fourth down for Purdy. He fakes the throw, does it again, and gets the first down.
It makes some pretty good things happen. This is obviously outside the design of the play, but that's what I'm talking about, the quarterback's feet. It can be in designed runs or it can be in runs like this where the quarterback just makes a little bit out of nothing and extends this drive. Has a little moxie about him, doesn't it?
He absolutely does. You saw how fired up his sideline was, and they're going to be elated for this. Purdy to the end zone.
guy's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, he is.
And all of the stuff that Brock Purdy brings to the table kind of within the play. That time it was a fake throw outside to Milton right at the very end, and he gets a defender to jump out of his run fits, and the quarterback keeps it, and all of the things that come into play when your quarterback is a viable runner of the football. And it's amazing the effect it has on a defense.
Coaches don't like surprises.
No, Brock Purdy is that surprise. And watch the little head fake right at the end. The pass fake outside, and then number 15 having flashbacks, all the records he set in high school. Pretty special player already.
And Oklahoma State sees the ball again, but trailing big time. Hubbard had a nice return last time, and he skates across the 30, back to the touchdown.
Well, in every game I saw you do that.
From the 32, Justice Hill, a first down run, and he's to the 40. Chris Cotter, but came back and won. Cornelius on the throw to Landon Wolf, who had a big game last week, and this is into plus territory inside the 40.
Get your dudes the ball. Who are my dudes? And then how do we get our dudes the ball? That's what this game is about.
Cornelius under siege again, right up the middle. Spencer Benton, the senior, right in his face.
And one of the things, Jason, that struck me when I was watching Oklahoma State this week is their offensive line does not do a very good job of sorting out things up front and communicating. In the run, jittery in the backfield, and sometimes your eyes go down instead of staying up to see the coverage.
Cornelius, open space across the 30. The quarterbacks both jaunting on the ground today. It's a first down at the 21. He was an all-state player in 4 separate sports just outside of Amarillo growing up. And here he launches down the middle, batted away. DeAndre Payne in front of Johnson. Hubbard sneaks through, and Hubbard down to the 11. Picking his way inside the 10. They do have a chance at a first down at the 1. This will be second down. Cornelius, end zone, and incomplete. He wanted Wallace, who didn't have enough room at the sideline. Third down.
That was really Wallace's fault. Wallace, just do it a little bit further inside, and you extend the strike zone a little bit for your quarterback.
Wolf finds his way in. Landon Wolf, touchdown. Took those senior corners out of play as pass defenders. And Wolf, who got a scholarship before the year and had a huge spring game for Oklahoma State, has a score to break the Cyclone run here in the second. Still real good. Always electric. Florida State and Miami. We'll see the Hurricanes next week at UVA, as Iowa State's gotten its best ground attack from the quarterback so far, but some pretty strong numbers.
And Brock Purdy is the guy that has to make a difference, and so far, the last couple of drives, he's done just that.
Nwangu, a second down carry, and the straight ahead running game is not there today, as first extended playing time ever for Purdy in college football. Down the sideline he goes, batted away late. He wanted Eaton, and Rodarius Williams over the top, got a hand in, beautifully done. Incompletion for the freshman Purdy. Done the punt. And don't forget, tonight on Dave Pasch and Greg McElroy talking about it earlier with Tua. This is a guy who is really a first-year starter, even though he played the national championship game. As Cornelius gets it away to Wolf, who had the most recent touchdown. And a marker comes in as well. Jatari is
holding by number 13 of the offense.
Hill, the tailback. Justice Hill gives ground. And we mentioned this earlier. We were talking to Mike Gundy. He said Iowa State makes your offensive coordinator impatient.
It's on that last play.
Off the 6th tackle for loss today. That's a low line drive at the 30 and incomplete. Wolf, they've got to get all the way to the 39 on 3rd down. Cornelius under pressure. And he's hit as he throws by Willie Harvey, the senior, who busted down the door again.
There.
Milton. Out of bounds at the 44. And a neat new feature here in Stillwater. That's our backstage pass. Purdy to throw. Down the middle, he has a dagger to Akers inside the 2-yard line. He beat Rodarius Williams, Landon Akers the strike.
And I think this just simply caught Oklahoma State defensively by surprise. It was a go route to the post by Akers and just ran right by Williams. Williams acted like he was expecting help inside.
A false start, number 88 of the offense.
He almost got in if not for this touchdown-saving tackle from Williams.
It was great hustle by Williams, and you'll see how this drive actually plays out. We'll focus on that touchdown-saving tackle again. Sometimes it's the little things that make a difference, and Iowa State.
Milton in motion. Purdy the other way off the fake. He throws. Sean Buckner incomplete.
It was an easy one that got away from both Purdy and Sean Buckner right there.
Iowa State's tight ends haven't scored a touchdown in 4 seasons. They have Charlie Kohler in the game, one of the tight ends, and another false start. Cyclones staring at that new video board, trying to beat down its door. Crony, right down the center to the end zone.
Oklahoma State is having a hard time getting a fit up front, and that was just a simple zone inside with the quarterback running an RPO to the outside, and that actually looked like it might have been a called give, even though Brock Purdy went through with the run fake or the pass fake outside, but not well defended, obviously, up inside by Oklahoma State.
Well, they got him real close with Purdy to Akers down the seam. They were knocking on the door, couple of penalties. But Sheldon Crony, whose uncle Joey Porter never would have let him get in this easily, pays it off. Oklahoma State from the 25. Iowa State just got in. Justice Hill, who was very lightly recruited. Mike Gundy.
And their last drive went backwards again.
Hill a second time on this drive, and he shows some of that shiftiness to set up 3rd and 2. But just third straight carry for Hill, and look at him duck in for yardage to the 38, 1st down.
Position, kind of humble and quiet.
Wow, Cornelius didn't know the snap was coming. In fact, only one person did. And that botched play ends up going for 0. 2nd down, Cornelius. Pressure coming again, and he is dumped. 3rd and long coming up as we check in with Olivia.
Yeah.
4 sacks of Cornelius. We're not done with the first half in Stillwater. It holds up this time. Cornelius goes down the middle, and Payne absolutely got beat by Landon Wolf. Beautiful grab. Gain of 27. Cornelius looking for him again. Just missed. Hubbard, the tailback. Skates outside. He's got a 1st down, Oklahoma State. Iowa State was down in this game 7-0. Then a safety helped turn their fortune. Cornelius, sideline, got it! Tyron Johnson! Cornelius today, 6 completions, 3 for touchdowns, and a game that took 42 plus to win last year. Looks like freshman quarterback Brock Purdy on the other side. He just walked onto campus recently. He's been brilliant.
Yeah, walk onto campus and start running the football. And he's a very heady quarterback. You can see that he played a lot of football, but it's his playmaking ability, kind of a little Brett Favre-esque in a sense, and doing a lot of things outside the design, a lot of ball fakes, and he makes things happen. And you saw it from the first moment he got on the field. He's 8 out of 10, 110 yards, and he has 63 on the ground and 6 carries, and he's decided well. He's been a decisive guy at that position also.
His Cavalier has been a little bit more controlled than your typical gunslinger type. He goes down the middle here for Milton and put it right on his fingertips. That's a beautiful ball into plus territory.
You can't place the ball any better than that right there. There was a very, very tiny window. Tell me if you're the quarterback, if you can throw that ball in there. That was terrifically well covered and just wasn't covered enough for a perfect throw. Do you have someone in mind?
I don't recall ever seeing this. It takes some confidence to do that for a young man who'd played all of 2 snaps before. Purdy to run. And he got yanked back. Could be a flag and a personal foul coming against Justin Phillips.
Quarterback Purdy was pulled down by the back of the
personal
collar.
foul, horse collar tackle by number 19 of the defense. It's a 15.
Lang in motion. Purdy always scanning upfield, and he goes down at the 25. Purdy again gets doused. Third to get the ball back. Still over on 3rd down. Purdy to the end zone. Oh, Eaton falling to the ground. Sorcery in the end zone.
Well, Darius Williams, the corner for Oklahoma State, is wondering what he has to do to cover somebody. He's basically in the shirt pocket of Eaton, and the ball is apparently caught. There's infighting down the way, and as Eaton is pushed to the ground or falls to the ground, he catches the football. Great ball placement once again by a true freshman quarterback in Brock Purdy, but you can't cover a guy much better than that by Williams.
You think about what his teammates say about Matthew Eaton and how dedicated he is to what he does. There's a story from a year ago when he is the last guy at the facility. They asked, how are you getting your work done if nobody else is there? He said, I brought my girlfriend. She was feeding footballs into the machine, and I was trying to figure out how to catch him. Not the most inspiring date maybe for her, but it works out very well for him and his craft.
We'll
self-grounded. So the freshman Brock Purdy, 233, 3 touchdowns, trying to be the first quarterback for Iowa State to win in Stillwater since Sage Rosenfels. They were trailing 23-20 going into the 4th quarter, 13-3 to finish the game to create some distance, and that is heady company. Sage Rosenfels, one of the best all time at Iowa State, if not the best quarterback for the Cyclones. And for a team that put up just 14 points last week and struggled offensively, it has been a rebirth under the freshman quarterback Purdy. Oklahoma State with timeouts to spare. Hill on the run. And the
ball somewhere close to the end zone.
Could squeeze in one play here as pressure comes. Down he goes, and that might be the end of the line for Oklahoma State in the half. Jaquan Bailey with the sack, and that does it. Well, after the surgical opening drive for Oklahoma State and the defense getting a stop, We thought this would go one direction, and so often it takes a veer on a college football Saturday. 5 sacks in the half for Iowa State. We go back to Chris Conner for the halftime report right after these messages. As we take a look at that teased Pacific Life game summary, and it begins with the young man Brock Purdy.
Well, we
He's
knew,
outstanding.
yeah, we knew we were going to see Brock Purdy, and we didn't know we were going to see him this early, but Purdy's ability to run the football has made a huge difference, but his headiness has been amazing, and then his precision passing, and his receivers have made plays. And Taylor Cornelius, on the other hand, has thrown the ball well when he's had time, but he's been under duress the entire.
Shows up here with 6 sacks for the year and turns Cornelius inside out as Mike Rose makes the stop, the freshman middle linebacker who's had an outstanding first year for Iowa State. Wind starting to pick up here in Stillwater as Hill navigates outside, and he's turned back by Rose. 3rd down. Hill just 2 and change per carry on the day. Cornelius, far side, has the completion to Tylan Wallace. It's a first down. Long throw. Johnson. Tyron Johnson. First down inside the 40. They were moving at the snap. The defensive line was flowing when the ball came back, and Hill sets up a 2nd down and 6. Cornelius has time this time. Stoner! Touchdown! He did get in.
It actually might be about right at the 1 yard
After
line.
further review, the runner's knee was down at the 1.5 yard line with the ball at the 1 yard line. It's
on the road in Tulsa. Cornelius has eyes on the pylon. Touchdown!
Coach, we thought we would see quarterback Brock Purdy, but not that early. What prompted the change, and what are you seeing?
Well, you know, it's just some of the mobility kind of allows us to open some things up offensively, and he's had great poise, and he's a young man that's come in on our program and been really impressive. And, you know, we're just waiting for his time, and certainly he's taking advantage of it right now.
It's impressive on the sideline, too. I don't have to tell you, Iowa State hasn't won in Stillwater in 18 years. What are you all doing right now that could change that?
Yeah, we just got to keep playing. You know, this team's been a team of resolve, and, you know, they play really hard, and now we got to play and win with detail here in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Matt Campbell, the head coach for Iowa State. Purdy down the middle. Butler got turned around and still yanked it in. Hakeem Butler to the 35-yard line.
Up on Butler.
And that's a mismatch, at least in terms of height for Butler. He's played all but 1 series in this game. In for Zeb Nolan. Nwangu in motion. Nwangu keeps his feet, turns it upfield. Nice run by Nwangu. Edison Magruder missed the tackle at the point of attack. Nwangu in motion again. The fake that way. Purdy, end zone, on target, touchdown, Deshaunte Jones. Purdy has been lethal in Stillwater.
This is a great lesson on how one play sets up another. The fly sweep motion, and you give it to the running back the previous play, and this time you send the running back out there on that fly motion again, and you fake the throw to him, and then Jones works up the sideline. Instead of being a blocker this time, he's running a go route into the back of the end zone.
Well, we heard Brock Purdy is very well liked by his teammates, but come Monday on campus, he's going to have thousands more friends. After this today, to the end zone for Jones and another for Purdy. Wolf. Oh, I Eisworth was right there at the door. Second down. You said his eyes were wrong on that touchdown. Where do you want them to be? Quick throw. Wolf tripped up. Lawrence White, the redshirt sophomore out of Bakersfield, California, who got his first start in the Liberty Bowl last year, sets up third down. Cornelius out of the pocket, down the sideline, knocked away by Payne. Milton lets it roll and tries to get his teammates out of the way back at the 31. Purdy goes down. It's so interesting to canvass the country and talk about different.
Tech, and it didn't go very well. It's all about defending personnel and defending a lot of formation.
Purdy on the run, has some speed, gets across the 40 as a flag comes in.
Personal foul, grabbing a helmet opening by the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, and it's a first down.
For Oklahoma State today.
Purdy wings it down the edge, and this is knocked away.
By
Pass
Josh
interference
Johnson.
by number 4 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
They get interference instead. Purdy thought about throwing and now sinks down at the 31. Justin Purdy on the roll, went to the second level. It's incomplete. There was some contact with Landon Akers. That's going nowhere. So now you've got a big decision as a flag has come in. We'll check the marker. Braille.
Illegal motion by number 25 of the offense. Penalty is declined. It's fourth down.
All right. Done the punt. And it's touched initially at the 10-yard line. Could sneak out with a win here. Cornelius on the roll. And he throws it away. Third down. Cornelius, free runner. He got away from Harvey and threw it short. Harvey certainly sped up his heart rate. Fourth down coming up. Too many times today, Cornelius has seen a white jersey coming for him. As Milton fades back inside the 20 now. Milton to the sideline, then turns it upfield and gets it across the 25. Nwangu squeezes through a hole, and he gets himself 5 yards. Not going to get gassed here. Bundage absolutely explodes that play on Nwangu for Iowa State. Lang out of the backfield, turns it up, and does have the first down to the 38-yard line. Johnny Lang hit by Phillips, but a first down Iowa State. Purdy, line drive throw, has his man. That's Eaton to the 45. Matthew Eaton, who had the touchdown earlier, gain of 17.
The run on, you throw the slant in behind it.
Lang driving the pile, gets himself to the 41. They're playing without play in this one. Purdy, sideline, a lot of hand fighting, and intercepted. Rodarius Williams picks it off in front of Eaton. Cornelius off the fake to Hubbard. He throws it for Johnson and a first down to the 22 for Tyron Johnson. Cornelius blindsided. Ball loose. Let's see who comes up with it. Brian Peavy found the quarterback. And let's see who has the ball. It is Iowa State football, according to the backside official. Cyclones have it. So it took nearly 3 quarters for our first turnover, and suddenly 2 in a heartbeat. Spear. Some movement on the defensive side for Oklahoma State, not completely organized. Nwangu to the 14. First extended time as a collegiate player. Has the ball and runs behind Crony and his line to the 11. Purdy on the roll. Wanted to throw, dodges the tackle and extends the ball for what looks like an Iowa State first and goal at the 7. Long drive for Iowa State. It's about a couple minutes today. They have marched down the field pretty well. This off the turnover. Purdy to the 5. Milton in motion. Purdy to run. Thought about pitching it, and that would not have been a grand plan as Malcolm Rodriguez swatted him down. It's third. He's got Crony with him on third down. Purdy sets. Throws under pressure. End zone. Incomplete. Hakeem Butler got his mitts on it. Williams knocked it away, and with 8 seconds.
Second one in 2 weeks that I've missed completely.
Connor Asali is perfect this season. He is 8 for 8 in field goals. Iowa State takes a 12-point lead. Again, the reason Iowa State has put up a big number offensively. 40-28. We've got 15 minutes to go here at Oklahoma State. That is shocking. Miami does not need that, certainly, as Justice Hill gets all turned around and loses a couple yards. Matt Leo with the stop. We'll see. Second down for Cornelius. Again, he has to move his feet early and lobs it to the sideline. What a grab by Wallace at the 44.
Stuff right there.
Hill. Neatly done that time. Looks like he's got an internal GPS. Cornelius. Flushed again, and down he goes. Ball came loose. They're going to say he was down. Cornelius did have a chance to throw it away. He was tripped up. Hummel got in there, and it's third down.
And across the line of scrimmage, and you save your team a handful of yards right there.
Instead, it's third down and 7. Remember, Iowa State has struggled this year, third down defense-wise. Pressure coming again. Flag comes in, might be a hold. Cornelius down the field, has a completion to Wallace, but will it stand?
No, it won't.
Two of the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty, and it's still third down.
It's on this. Mike Rose had one big series earlier on in the game. We haven't called his name a lot, but he's been a very active freshman for Iowa State. Pressure again. Incomplete. Jaquan Bailey got in there to flash in front of Cornelius, and it's fourth down with some boos being rained. Bob Tway, Scott Verplank as well as Siner, who dropped a snap earlier, which led to a safety. This is off of Iowa State, and Oklahoma State is on the football. That is exactly what the Cowboys needed. They're in plus territory as DeMonte Ruth had it ricochet off of it.
Typically, Iowa State is really buttoned up in this area of the game, and DeMonte Ruth is supposed to get word from Milton in that particular case that didn't do it on that particular play well enough for Ruth.
Cornelius down the middle, and a whistle comes in. This play
stopped the game.
Now the goal in the series to the Cowboys. Mammoth turnover here. They start from the 23. Justice Hill sent backward. Payne got there second. Lewis was first, and a loss on the play. Another tackle for loss for this defense, and John Haycock.
And a great
Kelly, 14 tackles for loss today for Iowa State against this very powerful offense. Cornelius incomplete, and again he had to speed up just a little bit. He saw the jerseys coming. It's third down.
And that's a great.
Cornelius has to move. Sideline, got it to the 14. They're about a yard short with Wallace. Got it. Justice Hill surging into the line for a first down, Oklahoma State. First down. Hill again. Nifty shift through to the 4. His feet are so fun to watch. One more time. Easy for the touchdown. Justice Hill.
Justice Hill just steps into the end zone.
Might have to reload the artillery with how quickly they're scoring. Extra point is good. We told you they've gone to South America for a linebacker. Alberta for Hill's backup. He's from down the road a piece in Tulsa. Justice Hill gets him in.
He got some work done too.
You sound disappointed, Mr. Former quarterback. Nwangu gets to his feet and finds a gap. He was patient, and he makes his way across the 30. The freshman Brock Purdy with Crony in the backfield now. Quick hitter, Deshaunte Jones. Not a lot there. Malcolm Rodriguez was in there first. He was questionable to play, the former All-State. Nwangu to the 37 or so. Third down and
Money down right here for the true freshman, Brock Purdy.
On third down, pressure coming, and a flag is in. Let's see if the timeout happened or the flag came in.
State
Prior to the
wanted
snap,
that timeout.
Iowa State called a timeout. It's their first of the half.
Whedon to start the second overtime. Ball's in the air, and it is intercepted. Woody. Touchdown, they did it! Number 2, Oklahoma State ain't pretty no more. Their first loss of the year. Welcome to utter chaos.
Third down out of the timeout for the freshman quarterback, Purdy. He throws. Quick hitter Jones, who can't break the tackle. Rodriguez tripped him up, and Oklahoma State forces fourth down. Dangerous safety. Wallace back to receive the punt, and this goes bouncing beautifully for Iowa State inside. For now, Oklahoma State goes with Cornelius, who had a 48-yard run earlier. This one does not go for nearly as much. No gain. Second down. Cornelius. Long ball, middle of the field. Dropped! Wallace had orange end zone in front of him. Instead of a lead for Oklahoma State, it's third down. Cornelius. Pump fake. Tried the check down and way overthrew it. Marcel Spears Jr. was as close as anyone. Chris Cotter in the today against LSU. Signer with the punt. This time Milton communicates perfectly with everyone.
Go again.
Well, the Purdy family is having a watch party right now, but they didn't expect to be as engaged in the game as they must be at this moment.
No question.
The appetizers get everyone together, but he's not starting the game. Well, now they don't have time for selfies. They got to be locked into this drive. The Purdy family. His brother, by the way, took over the quarterback position at his old high school, so it's passed down in the family. Very athletically gifted group. Purdy to throw, going away from it, has Milton down the middle. Tariq Milton. Touchdown, Iowa State. Cowboys have a drop. Cyclones put it in for 6.
Jason,
Tariq Milton, though, the freshman from Bradenton, with major speed.
Yeah, and he is that speed guy. Typically, you have size out wide, but Milton is the guy that can take the top off, and that's what taking the top off looks like. Set the defender outside and then go to the post with nobody home in the middle of the field. And then your quarterback, Brock Purdy, under pressure, stands in there and loves every minute of it.
They make a lot of sense. Unless you get it, of course. Purdy on the rollout. Brailford was with him, and they do have the 2-point conversion. He hits Crony, who got it across the line, and now they're going to say no. Incomplete. He did not complete the catch. That's dispute to me, is that the ball was moving.
Sync with the
After further review, the receiver caught the ball, went into the end zone, then was hit and fumbled after he had scored. It's 2 points.
I think you're dead on there. Brock Purdy, 402 total yards, 5 touchdowns, and Iowa State showing a lot of gumption defensively.
Yeah, 7 sacks when they only had 5 coming into this game. So Oklahoma State never figured out how to protect their quarterback consistently enough.
Hubbard on the return, not much there. As we check in with Chris Connor, way
up high. He's just
checking the scores.
Where did all of his friends go? This is a good, decent game.
Propping up the wall. Justice Hill. Do they have enough time to turn to Justice Hill? 30s on there, all of them podcasts, boxing, NHL. I know Joe Tess is watching the boxing. Justice Hill doubling back. Cornelius wants to throw him a block, but there was nowhere to go. It was Willie Harvey again, who's been very active in this game for Iowa State. Third and 4, Cornelius. You know, what really stings here for Oklahoma State is you talked about the clutter and having to be patient. When they had the ball over the top and they had the touchdown and it finally came to them, they dropped it. You're not
on that one.
Cornelius shedded 1 tackle. The rest came and dropped him. Mike Rose led the charge. Here's the drop. This could be the play of the game. They would have taken the lead on this.
And Wallace just runs right by the coverage by Brian Peavy, the best cover guy that Iowa State has.
Under 4.5 to go. Cornelius on the roll again. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Braxton Lewis, his 3rd of the year.
The question is going to be whether Braxton Lewis got his foot down, and I think he did. I think it was possession of the football, and then I think it was Lewis's left foot that gets down before he's out of bounds. Possession.
And Lewis to set up plus territory. Crony on the run, and you have to imagine, as a former quarterback, you got Cornelius, who's been running for his life all day long. You do get tired, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And a whistle before the snap. Timeout, Iowa State.
Iowa State calls it.
Count against Bud Foster in that one.
Purdy to the sideline. He does get down, forcing Oklahoma State to think about a timeout.
Jason, let me ask.
But if Purdy gives West Virginia a game, an undefeated team, you got to keep him in, right?
Oh, I don't think there's a question about that, considering what he brings to this offense in the quarterback run game.
Crony for the 44. Rodriguez again the stop. You see, this was a playing time shell, not a personal shell, but you never know on a college football Saturday who the next star is going to be, as Dunn lops it inside the 5-yard line. So Kyle Kempt has a story of his own. You know, he's the valedictorian at his high school in Ohio. He goes to Oregon State, then transfers away to Hutchinson Community College. Comes here to Iowa State. First career start, guess what he does? He does something like this. He wins on the road. He wins against Oklahoma 38-31. Knee injury in the fourth quarter, September 8th of this year, and now suddenly there's another guy that's glowing in Iowa State's quarterback room, and we'll see what happens. But Kempt has played very well. You feel for the kid because you're not supposed to lose your job because of injury.
And to Olivia's point, it is a huge one because the chemistry on the team a lot of times runs through the quarterback room. And so those guys in the room dealing well with one another is going to be huge going forward. And how Matt Campbell handles that decision making is, Jason, think back to a couple of plays in this game. Remember that first half, the drop snap by the punter of Oklahoma State resulted in a safety.
As this ball goes to the outside for Justice Hill, Payne takes it. Cornelius on the roll. He's been doing this all day long. Cornelius up the sideline and gets out of bounds on a stroll at the 40.
Oklahoma State was exposed more on the offensive line of scrimmage as that one's underthrown by Cornelius and potential.
Roughing the passer, number 58 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
And Benton is just trying to make hay while he gets some playing time. So I like the hustle play, but you got to stay up.
That one's incomplete. Johnson went up for it, got a hand near it. Payne.
I mean, Iowa State has just lit that pass protection up.
Here it is again.
From the get-go.
And he just got his receiver cleaned out because of Northrup on the roll there. Northrup crushed Landon Wolf. One timeout remaining for Oklahoma State. Cornelius got to have this one down the edge. Battle for it. Touchdown! Tylan Wallace around Peavy, and the Cowboys have life.
Can't touch it until the ball passes 10 yards, and they can't engage in the receiving team.
Here it is. Butler high points it. That's how the scoring started for Iowa State, and that's how the game will very likely end. And this is a couple kneel downs, and that is it for Iowa State. So Hakeem Butler, who grew up with the Harrisons, the former Kentucky standouts on the basketball court, he scores a touchdown in this game and ends up with the ball in his hand to finish the victory for Iowa State. And Matt Campbell, whose team was down at 0-2 in the Big 12 after a loss at TCU. They're playing without David Montgomery, their star tailback. And lo and behold, with a new quarterback, a freshman who'd seen 2 snaps in his college career, the Cyclones win on the road in Stillwater.
And talking to Matt Campbell earlier in the week, you sensed that they were up to something, because remember, their first game of the year was canceled. And then the next 3 games, Iowa, Oklahoma, and Akron, were all different game plans. And they never really felt that they got their feet on the ground, and they put everything together today.
Well-coached team. Mike Gundy told us. Very impressed with Matt Campbell and his staff. And for Brock Purdy, the freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona, he is the man who replaces Sage Rosenfels as the most recent Cyclone quarterback to win in Stillwater. (48-42) the final score. And so for the Cyclones moving forward, you mentioned it, at the quarterback position, you've got West Virginia coming up, unbeaten, #1 in the Big 12. Who's it gonna be?
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy lifting to certainly do down the road, but Iowa State showed a kind of a template today that would bode well going forward. I really like what Iowa State is doing defensively.